You want to know how a single morning can break a neighborhood open? How a place with yellow mailboxes and perfect hedges and be kind signs out front can turn into a war zone over the color of a storm door and a folded flag? Let me paint you a picture, and you can tell me if it sounds familiar or just plain nuts. It started with my front door. One second I was sipping coffee, thinking about pancakes. The next, bam, the whole thing blew inward, splinters flying, knobs skipping across the floor like it was making a run for it. There's Karen, the queen of the Cedar Ridge HOA, standing there with a clipboard gripped so tight I thought she'd snap it in half. Her friends Bradley and Tina crowding behind her, measuring wheel and iPhone in hand, all three lit up by red and blue flashing from a cop cruiser rolling down our street. Violation. You can't ignore the HOA. Karen shouts, like she's Moses bringing commandments from Mount Sinai, only with more pearls and less patience. I'm shaking, telling her, it's just a storm door. The flag's for my dad. You can't just break into my house. She's got this look in her eye, hungry, nervous, righteous, like she's about to win a game only she knows the rules to. She's dialing 911, announcing, emergency enforcement. Homeowner is hostile. And suddenly, there are more boots on my hallway floor than I ever wanted to see before breakfast. That's when Lauren, my wife, steps out, still in her patrol uniform from the night shift, nameplate gleaming, radio chirping at her shoulder. She takes in the busted door, the clipboard brigade, me standing there like a deer in headlights. Ma'am, she says, voice low and calm. You've just forced entry into a private residence. Karen blanches, phone trembling in her hand, as the 911 operator tries to figure out who the real threat is here. Then there's the sound of tires crunching. Two cruisers at the curb, officers stepping out, hands already hovering over holsters. The whole block's eyes glued to my broken threshold. Hands where I can see them. Someone barks, and I'm pretty sure even the squirrels stop to listen. Lauren's standing there between me and Karen, steady as bedrock, telling her, do not reach into your purse. For a heartbeat, no one moves. Not Karen, not the board members, not me. It's like the whole world's holding its breath, waiting for the hammer to fall. And the sick part? This isn't even the first time Karen's lost her mind over something small. We moved here because Cedar Ridge looked like a damn snow globe. Manicured lawns, bikes leaning like dominoes, old ladies waving from porches. I teach high school tech, fix neighbors' radios, try not to rock the boat. Lauren leaves water for dogs on hot porches, laughs big, gives away her vacation days. We read the HOA packet. We brought brownies to the welcome committee. We played along. But there's always someone waiting to pounce the minute your grass is an inch too high or your flag isn't on the approved list. It started with a letter, wrong storm door. It's the wrong beige, Karen said, tapping her chart, shaking her head like a bobblehead. It's almond. We require cedar sand. I tried to laugh it off, offer receipts, show I meant well. She didn't care. Should have sought pre-approval. More letters followed. Grass a half inch over the limit. An unauthorized flag. Every time, a new reason to knock, threaten, escalate. But we tried to stay kind. Even when it felt like we were being hunted for sport. Even when the app lit up with neighbors shaming each other for weeds and patio chairs. Even when Karen started showing up with Bradley, measuring wheel spinning, Tina taking photos like it was some true crime scene. Tuesday was supposed to be the board inspection. I was ready. Pancakes on the stove, receipts lined up, Lauren asleep after a long shift, the flag folded neat on the table. At 9 a.m., the knock came. Board inspection, Karen declares, pushing past me, clipboard first. No, I say, holding my ground. You can talk to me out here. She writes me up. Unlawful refusal. Bradley warms up his wheel. Tina films the whole thing. Then, snap. Karen slams her shoulder into the door, just busts it open. All fake authority and panic. Next thing I know, cops are on the lawn, radios popping off, Lauren standing in the hallway like a dam holding back a flood. Ma'am, back up now. The police step in, neighbors rubbernecking, and Karen's left stammering, trying to explain why she's inside my house calling me violent. And that's when the whole block turns into a pressure cooker. The gas line hisses, a crack in the foundation from the busted door. Water starts bubbling up from the lawn. Firefighters scramble, neighbors run for towels and sandbags. Kids cry. Daisy the golden retriever's barking her head off. Somebody yells about the power. I cut the breaker. Karen's on the porch shaking, pearls clinking. Grace, her niece, shows up in tears, blood on her hand from smashing a window chasing a stray kitten. And somehow, we all end up outside, muddy, scared, a bunch of strangers fighting to keep the water and the rules from swallowing us. Just when it feels like the worst is over, a tow truck shows up. HOA logos on the door, some jerk with a clipboard trying to seize my flag and my busted door for violation fees. Karen's stone-faced, but Grace is having none of it. Leave them alone. That flag is for his dad. Neighbors finally find their voices. Shouts. Threats. Bradley. Yeah, the guy with the measuring wheel, picks it up and, with one wild, perfect throw, knocks the HOA's drone out of the sky, sending it spinning into the street. Cheers go up. For a second, it feels like maybe, just maybe, we're turning a corner. But here comes the next wave. Black SUVs roll up, windows tinted, a whole convoy of management types led by a guy named Jonathan Miles. The real power behind the HOA, suit so sharp it could cut you. He doesn't see a neighborhood, he sees assets. Non-compliant storm door, unauthorized flag, maximum fines, immediate lien procedures. He's got muscle, lawyers, backup plans. He's not here to listen. He's here to take. Lauren stands her ground. You're trespassing. This is a police matter. Neighbors back her up. Karen, finally seeing the monster she helped build, resigns on the spot. But Miles doesn't care. Snaps his fingers. His men go for my porch. The fire chief steps in. More cops arrive. News crews start filming. Now the whole story's out in the open, our mess on display for the city to see. Karen finds her backbone, tells the world how the HOA became a machine for punishment, not community. The crowd rallies. Even Bradley, broom in hand, stands with us. Miles sneers, threatens. But the city inspector declares the block under emergency control. The HOA is suspended. For now. But as Miles retreats, fireworks, or gunshots, crack down the street. Panic ripples, officers charge after the sound. Lauren disappears into the fray. For minutes, we hold our breath. Daisy pressed against my knee. Neighbors huddled on muddy lawns, waiting. Sirens scream. Then, finally, Lauren returns. 3 of Miles's men in cuffs. The worst is over. For now, I find a black folder half buried in the muck. Maps of neighborhoods marked for takeover. Cedar Ridge, just the first. I show Lauren. We show Karen. Our fight is just beginning. But tonight, for the first time, the neighborhood feels united. No more quiet compliance. No more being ruled by fear or fake authority. Neighbors hug, muddy but proud. Bradley holds his splintered broom like a flag. Miss Elaine taps her cane and preaches unity. Lauren smiles, badge glinting in the wet sunlight. Karen, eyes red, promises to do better. And as I stand with the folder in my hand and the news cameras rolling, I know that whatever Miles throws at us next, he's not facing a block of strangers. He's facing Cedar Ridge, awake and stubborn, ready to defend what matters most. And if you're listening out there, wherever you're from, tell me, is this just our story, or could it be yours, too? Drop a comment. Tell us where you're watching from. Let's talk about what justice means in your neighborhood, and whether it's time we all stood up together.